Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'll be bringing you some more gameplay and performance from StarField. Just going to quickly go through the in-game settings now. So again, playing at a resolution of 3840 by 2160. It is grayed out because it's on borderless full screen, so basically whatever your desktop resolution is, that's what you'll be using. Everything is maxed out where possible. However, I'll disable motion blur and VSync so we can see the maximum frame rate. No upscaling being used, so this is 84K. And I've also disabled variable rate shading, so there's no any kind of dynamic scaling going on there for any part of the game. And that is pretty much it. I've also disabled film grain as well. It's just to clean up the image a little bit. Now the game is certainly very demanding, and the performance is very up and down depending on your configuration. So the game's got a mixed reception, but being that it's locked at 30 FPS on PC, being on console, you would imagine it was going to be pretty hard to run for most people. So anyway, I've been playing the game for a few hours now, and I've been enjoying it. I'm getting used to all the mechanics and things like that. So I'm currently on Mars in a mining, I think this is a mining colony called Sedonia. I'm trying to do a job for this guy to allow more miners to work.
Don't worry, we're gonna make sure you get that job. Trust me, this is the best shot we've got at getting that request approved. Yep, that's me. Joined up with Deimos when I was just 17 as a mining gopher. Go for this, go for that, you know how it is. I worked hard, proved myself capable, and got the promotion to mining director about 6 years ago, after the old boss retired. Some of the older guys resent me, but I give everyone a lot of leeway as long as they meet their quotas. So that keeps them happy enough. Later, mate.
So this is the guy I'm working for, Trevor, and he basically wants me to go and apply for a job and okay a load of equipment and sign off on the miners actually doing some more work. So it's a good cause, so I'm going to try and do it. It's slightly illegal though, so there may be some ramifications for this. I just need to head back to my ship now. So about the game itself, in terms of performance, sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's really bad, and it's so up and down I can't really get a gauge on it. But in general, if I had to say the average performance for my setup, I would say around 70 to 75 FPS. For a setup like this, you'd expect a lot more, but that is the way it is at the moment. Maybe the game will be patched and NVIDIA may make some optimizations on their side, but I wouldn't hold my breath. So I'm gonna make my way back to my ship now. So I'm with my companion Sarah Morgan. She's one of your first companion options, and it's really good because you'll be walking around with her and she'll comment on situations that you're in, like spontaneously. So it's pretty interesting to just listen to her talk about certain things and react to the environment you're in. So the companion system on this game is really good. So the frontier, my ship, is up here. I haven't done any upgrades to it yet. There is a lot of things you can do to the ship, but for now I'm saving my money just to try and upgrade my gear and just work on the essentials for now.
Good day, Captain.
Vasco's still a companion, but you can only have one companion following you for now. So I'll let him stay with the ship and she follows me around.
Lifting off right away, or do you need a little bit of time?
No, let's just lift off straight away. We ain't got time to mess around. So there's a facility that I need to go to where I can fill out this application. according to Trevor, it's close by, but we'll have to see. Just gonna have a look around for it. Oh, it's down in the right-hand corner. There it is. So you don't have to always go to the star system, as long as where you're trying to go is within distance, you can just bring up your scanner and fast travel. So it is quite streamlined. Okay, so basically just need to dock here. Again, you can just bring up your scanner and just tell them that you want to dock. I don't want to hail them, I just literally want to dock. That's all I want to do. So they've made a few quality of life options. I could literally just teleport straight into the building, but you can get up and walk around as well if you want it to take in more of the scene, or if you wanted to do something on the ship before you left. Okay, let's get out of here.
UC is watching over this star yard like a hawk, so we should watch our step.
Okay, I'll take your advice.
Hi. Please
When humanity finally left the cradle of Earth behind, the United Colonies was born. Intrepid explorers and valiant colonists used Deimos starships to venture into
Deimos builds some of the toughest ships in the settled systems. That's probably why the UC Navy continues to contract with them to this day.
Well, it sounds like they're doing well for themselves. Okay, so I've got to make an application. I'm just going to drop my OSD so I can see everything properly. It says job posting for executive assistant. This is the one I meant to apply for. It says seeking a highly motivated individual to assist the executive in charge of mining operations and day-to-day responsibilities. So I'm going to apply for this job. I've actually got to answer some questions. Question 1. How many years of experience do you have as an executive, administrative, or other corporate assistant? Let's say 5 to 10. That's kind of middle of the road. What is the highest level of education you have completed? Let's go with the bachelor's degree. You'll now be asked a series of questions to help us assess your competence for this role. Please answer honestly and to the best of your ability. The executive wants you to bring them a whiskey neat, which basically means it isn't diluted in any way. What does that mean? Trick question. Executives aren't allowed to drink on the job. That's probably the one I'm going to go with. Question 2, or question 4 actually. It says a VIP arrives at the office for a meeting with the executive who is inexplicably running late. What should you do? Entertain the client with jokes until the executive arrives. Reschedule. Offer drinks. Apologize. Assure that the exec will return soon. That's probably the best way to go. A malfunction prevents the executive starship from starting up, and they need to go to an important off-world meeting soon. What course of action should you take? I'm not going to offer him a banged up ship. That's not a good look. Contact the client and cancel the meeting. It's important, so that's definitely off the table. Use the company credits to immediately charter an expensive luxury craft. That's probably the best way to go about it. While handling the executive's email, you come across a message from someone claiming to have damaging information about the executive. What should you do? Take the info to the board of directors. That's a suicide. You're going to lose your job straight away. Ignore the emails and completely block the sender. That's not going to fix anything. Confront the exec and blackmail. That's not going to help. Ask the executive how they want it handled, then never speak of it again. That's the course of action we should be taking. The executive contacts you and asks you to see them in their office in the middle of the night. That's definitely not formal. You can tell they are drunk. What should you do? Sounds like grounds for a sexual lawsuit or harassment suit, or potentially one of those. It says immediately go to their office and take care of them until they sober up. Sounds like a sensible option. You're kind of in the middle of the road. Ignore them and go back to sleep. That's not good. Contact security and let them deal with it. Go and do whatever they want, even if it will damage their character. Nope, let's just go with option 1. Says, please be aware all the answers are final and will be reviewed when considering your application. If you would like to change an answer now, select the option to start over. Otherwise, proceed and submit the application. Go ahead and do that. Says, thank you for your interest in the Deimos and submitting the application. Basically, it's job done. We can return back to Mars now. I've fulfilled my purpose up here. That was interesting. I actually do a real job application. That was pretty cool. Hopefully I've answered all the questions satisfactorily. I mean, I think I went about it the right way. Let's get back on the ship. The ship's actually very, very demanding as well when it comes to performance. So you're in the kind of mid 60s. So it's so up and down. It's really, really hard to get a read. Okay, let's head back to Mars. Just pull away from this station here. I don't want to bump into anything. As you can see, performance with the ship, it's pretty good. You're about 95 to 100 FPS, but if you go into the cockpit mode, you drop down about 20 FPS. So it can be demanding depending on how you want to go about it. Anyway, let's bring up the scanner. Let's travel back to Mars.
This is United Colony Space. Maintain current course while we scan for contraband.
So if you have anything illegal on board, you can get arrested.
And we're done. Welcome to Mars.
So you got to be careful where you're traveling to. If you know you're going to like a real civilization or a real settlement where there's authority, you got to make sure your ship's clean. Anyway, I need to go and see Trevor again and let him know that I've done what I needed to do. Let's land on the Mars launch pad. This one I can't just land straight away, so I've got to specifically pick where I want to go. The landing pad's fine for me. So I'm just going to exit the ship straight away.
Another dead rock. Well, at least we can scour the place for materials.
Yeah, we can do that another time. There are a few things out here I can mine. That was pretty tough. Wasn't the easiest thing to mine. Should have landed a little bit closer to my destination, but there are multiple landing points on the planet, so if you want to do a bit of exploring, it makes it a little bit easier. We're not that far away though. So far on Mars, I haven't seen anything hostile. The conditions are so harsh, there's pretty much nothing survives out here. Barely any gravity as well. As you can see, the game is very, very open. Mars is definitely not the most demanding location, as you can see, pretty much averaging in the 80s. There are some planets that are way more demanding than this. Okay, if you stress yourself out too much, you burn up all your O2. And you need to slow down and then build that back up. Or you just start breathing in pretty much CO2. So I thought that was an interesting system they put in the game. So I could have landed closer, but I just wanted to show you guys just how open the game is. On planets, it's not just like one point to one point. There's a lot to explore if you want to. Points of interest show up when you put your scanner up and you look around. There'll be places in the distance you can explore, like this place here is unknown. I can go and explore that if I wanted to, but I'll do that another time. I just want to get on with my job. Okay, so I need to find a way to get down and across. Ah, this is the way. Ran straight past it. So back to Sedonia now. No, we need a scale of Star Citizen, of course, but it's enough for you to have some fun with it. Okay, let's go and find Trevor.
The UC exchange is a great place to buy your weapons. Just make sure to keep them whole.
Hey, darling. You look like the type who doesn't mind getting their hands dirty. The Trackers Alliance can always use more bounty hunters to round up and kill wanted criminals. If that feels like your speed, talk to me. Or check out our posts on the mission boards.
Yeah, I'm looking for some work.
So, you're fixing to take yourself on a little bounty hunt. Well, look no further than the Broken Spear. The Trackers Alliance posts jobs on the mission board over there. Big old console, can't miss it. Now, look, much as I'm itching to get back out there and take down wanted marks on my own, I can't help you any more than that. So, don't come crying to me if you can't hack it, you hear?
No, I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, well, see ya.
Anyway, I'm currently in a mission, so I'll revisit her another time. But there's plenty of stuff to do. You don't have to just stick to the main missions. You can really just get your teeth into a lot of side missions and level up, find some great gear. And that's generally the way I like to play these types of games. I like to stay away from the main missions as much as possible.
You've got to have a sense of humor, or else work and everything else.
Don't worry. We're gonna make sure you get that job. Okay, now we need to ensure you get hired. Basically, we'll need to make sure you're the only choice. To do that, you'll need to get access to the HR terminal in the corporate office upstairs on the main level. If you delete the other applications from the system, you'll be a shoo-in.
Sounds easy enough.
That's the spirit. Believe me, this is gonna help everyone. By the way, the HR password is password spelled backwards, which Tia thinks is pretty clever. She gets talkative during happy hour, and loud. Surprised everyone doesn't know her password, honestly. Anyway, should be pretty easy. Good luck.
Okay. Let's do it. Come on, Sarah. We've got work to do. Despite all of the performance issues that people are experiencing in terms of, let's just say, lack of optimization, it does play very, very smooth. At least on my two systems, it rarely ever has frame spikes. Okay, this is where we need to go.
It's hard not to worry when your spouse is
Did you know Deimos makes the majority of the ships for the UC Navy? If you ask me, that's a hell of a lucrative contract.
That's just Sarah spouting off information that I'm not interested in right now. But this is the lady I need for her to leave her
At least
post.
I've got more than enough work to complete before I can go home. Unless you're a Deimos employee, I can't really help you. I haven't had a day off in 3 years, and I wrote the damn time off policy.
See,
Deimos Star Yards may be the first major ship manufacturer, but that doesn't mean we haven't kept up with the times.
I need to wait for her to get up at least so I can use the computer.
I am the company's psychologist, same as last time you asked.
Right, I knew that. Sometimes I feel like these minds just run themselves. I like to think that's thanks to me.
In order to avoid injuries, please report any spills
There's always
or
something to do
unsafe
around
conditions
here.
on the
Okay,
upper
she's
level
leaving.
to the Sedonia Department of Public Works.
Okay, let's quickly go and delete all of those files. Job applications. Just delete all of these. That isn't me. Okay, job done.
Don't be stupid. Stop now.
Caution. Subterranean particle detonation imminent. Be advised.
I mean, I think we've been made.
UC security, you're under arrest. I've got special orders. You're coming with me. Prepare for immediate transport to our vessel.
Damn, I got caught. Maybe this is supposed to happen.
I've been authorized to inform you that you're being transferred to the UC Vigilance. You'll find out more when you get there. Other than that, I'm not at liberty to divulge any additional information.
Okay, but what about my ship?
We have orders to transport you and your vessel to your final destination, the UC Vigilance. Any deviation from those orders on your part will be considered an act of hostility and will be met with aggressive force.
Okay, looks like I'm stuck here. Let's see this thing out, see where it takes me.
Smart decision. Stand by to be transferred.
It might not be Jemison, but this ship is starting to feel like home.
I'm telling you, the commander's got plans for this loser. Why else would he be going through all this trouble? I still don't understand why he trusts a criminal. Seems like too much of a risk. Stop worrying and keep an eye on our guest. I'll be right back. You just sit tight. The commander wants to have a little chat. The prisoner's ready, sir. I hope you're comfortable. We have a lot to discuss.
Is that right? Let's give him a bit of attitude.
Well, we'll see about that. First, let me see what we're working with here.
Says here that you spent several years as a soldier. That means you understand how to respect the chain of command. Good. I also see that you mined on Vectera, and now you're with Constellation. You've certainly been quite busy. Oh, and look at that. Right at the bottom of this list is the criminal incident that landed you in my crosshairs.
Yeah, it pretty much covers it.
Good. You'll find that I'm a stickler for details, and I'd hate to discover that your file is incomplete. Now that we have that out of the way, let me introduce myself. My name is Commander Kibwe Ikande, and I'm in charge of this operation for UC SysDev. Are you familiar with what we do?
I don't really care, mate, to be honest.
Yes, well, this is your only opportunity to keep yourself out of jail. So I suggest you change your attitude. UC SysDev is a division of the UC Navy. While they handle the big picture stuff, we deal with a very particular problem. The Crimson Fleet. That convict is where you enter the picture.
I've got grievance with the Crimson Fleet as well, so I don't mind taking them down for you.
Smart decision. We've been prodding at the Crimson Fleet for years, trying to take them down one ship at a time. But we barely scratched the surface. If we can get someone on the inside, we have a shot at finding a loose thread we can pull to bring it all down.
Okay.
Not for me. For yourself. Look, I'm going to make this simple. Agree to work for UC SysDev, and together we take down the Crimson Fleet. Refuse, and I tell these guys to throw you into the nearest lockup. Might even tack on an extra few hundred credits to your fine.
Yeah, well, you've kind of put me in a corner here, haven't you?
I'm not coercing you into doing anything. I'm simply giving you a chance to redeem yourself. So, what do you say? You going to work with me, or should I find someone else?
Smart mouth, this one, doesn't he?
Smart choice. I'm going to have one of my men escort you to the operations center. I strongly suggest that you don't give him any trouble. And don't bother trying to leave the ship. I think you'll find all access to the docking area is fully restricted.
Well, we'll see about that.
Alright, let's go.
Where's my companion? Maybe they got her locked up in a separate place.
So, you took the op instead of serving the time. Gonna be the commander's new mole, huh? Jumping in all alone, infiltrating a bunch of pirates. You've got a lot of guts. Still, it makes you wonder, especially with the stories that go around. Like the one about how the fleet deals with informants by lashing them to the hull of a ship, and then slowly letting the air out of their suit. Could you imagine a worse way to go? I know I couldn't. But I wouldn't worry about it. Since the commander handpicked you, I'm guessing you can hold your breath for a really long time, right?
Okay, hello.
At least the guards are polite. The big ass ship. Get lost in here.
Alright, this is as far as I go. Take the lift up to Ops. Commander Ikande should be waiting for you.
But this wasn't what I planned, but this could actually end up being an interesting little side up that I gotta do.
Yes? What?
Guess I can't go in that way. Operation center is there. Should really read the signs. Here's your gun there.
Hey.
Howdy.
Ah, there you are. Excellent. Now that we've established your level of cooperation with us, I want to introduce you to your new home. This is the Operations Center of the UC Vigilance, SysDef's nerve center dedicated to the destruction of the Crimson Fleet. Which is precisely why we're taking a more clandestine approach. We need eyes and ears inside the Crimson Fleet. Someone who can feed us information, evidence, and expose their weaknesses. The catch is that you can't just knock on their front door and ask for an application. Getting inside is going to take some finesse. Good. I have just the right place for you to start. Our intelligence has managed to find a possible opening into the Crimson Fleet through Saoirse Bowden, one of their contacts. She works for the Trade Authority in Sedonia, so you'll be using a container of Aurora we've loaded on your ship to get her attention.
Okay. Looks like you got this all worked out.
You'd better hope so. Saoirse won't be easy to dupe. Once you bluff your way into the Crimson Fleet, then the operation proceeds to evidence gathering. That's where my second-in-command, Lieutenant Gillian Toft, comes into the picture. She'll explain everything you need to know. Eager to get going? Good. Remember, this entire operation rests on your ability to infiltrate the Crimson Fleet and bring us the evidence we need to take them down.
Okay.
I wouldn't expect any less. Look, before you begin, I want to make something perfectly clear. As an undercover operative for UC SysDef, you'll be expected to follow our code of conduct and ethics. Allow yourself to stray too far off the path, and you stand a good chance of spiraling out of control.
Okay, I'll try and do what I can.
I don't want promises. I'm just asking you to think. Anyway, it's time to hand you over to Lieutenant Toft. She'll brief you about the details of the evidence-gathering portion of the operation. Now, get out of here, and good luck. Dismissed.
Okay.
All right. We don't have a lot of time, so I need you to listen up. While you're working undercover, it's imperative that you gather as much evidence as possible. If you find any records that look suspicious or incriminating, you bring it to me. Is that understood?
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, you better. Commander Akande's entire operation is resting on your shoulders. I want data slates, computer downloads, handwritten notes. Hell, I'll take anything if it'll get those bastards thrown into the brig. You're damn right I do. That minor skirmish you had with them on Vectera was nothing compared to the death and destruction those pirates leave behind. If you've seen what I've seen, you'd understand why I'm pushing you so hard.
Okay.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry if I brought up any painful memories. Oh, one last thing. A bit of good news, actually. Commander Akande has authorized a credit disbursement for each piece of evidence that you return, as compensation for your efforts.
Generous.
It's not generous, it's motivational. Commander Akande's idea. All right, we've loaded a container of Aurora into your ship's cargo hold. We're also providing you with a sample you can use to tease the goods. We've cleared your ship for launch. Proceed to Sedonia. Make contact with Saoirse Bowden. And with any luck, she'll point you to the Crimson Fleet. That should do it. You're dismissed. Let me know if you need anything else.
Okay, looks like I'm done with these guys for now.
Is there anything else I can answer before you proceed to the next phase of your mission?
I'm good.
Yes?
Interesting little mission I've found myself in. I'm not going to do that right now though. I'm going to finish the one I started.
Captain. Where are we headed next?
We're going back to Sedonia. I'll speak to Trevor. Let's change our mission. Okay, hopefully we didn't stray too far. Oh, we're still in Mars's orbit, so that's good. Okay, this time I will actually land on Sedonia this time, rather than have to do that long run I did last time. There's multiple points you can land. So Sedonia is exactly where I need to be, so that's where I'm going to go. And it takes you straight there. Let's go and see Trevor. If I got this job. This is what it was all about, then I had to do this side mission.
If you're going to use the elevators or stairs to reach the other levels, try to keep them clean. I hate filing litter reports.
It's not going to be an issue. Where the hell is Trevor? Okay, looks like he's downstairs.
Trust me. Don't worry. We're gonna make sure you get that job. And I can say that I've got some good news for you. I just saw the company message go out that you've been hired as Peter's assistant. Congratulations.
Okay, so what next?
Next step should be easy. Just go to work for Peter, and when you get access to his terminal messages, you'll see my request. All you've got to do is approve that request, and we'll be right on with it. Then, we can get that new equipment and show corporate how it's done.
Okay, I got a level up as well, so I'm just going to quickly do that. So I'm trying to do up my rifle. But you have to do missions in between that so you can access a new rank. So I've got to kill 20 people with my rifle, but I've already killed 11 so far. So there's nothing much I can do with that at the moment. However, with the ballistics, I need to kill 50 people. So there's a lot to do there. With a pistol, I've also got to kill 50 enemies. So I can basically unlock a new certification. Let's see now, persuasion. I need to persuade 3 people before I can move to rank 2, so there's not much I can do here. I can learn intimidation though, or diplomacy. Something that's going to help me with my new mission will probably be deception or negotiation, potentially. I think I'll go with that one. That's locked away at the moment though, so I can't learn that yet. Okay, theft might come in handy though. So the ability to pickpocket people, that might be useful with my task I've been set by the general. So anyway guys, I think that is gonna do it for now. I'll leave it there. This mission seems like it's gonna take a long time and I don't want to make this video too long. So that was just another look at StarField. Decent game in my opinion, not for everyone. Hopefully they can bring some performance improvements with some future patches, but other than that, that is pretty much it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.